Okay, so welcome back to my VR6 vlog. This is, I think, episode 3. I've been working on the car the whole of last week. I had the whole front end off. I stripped everything out on the radiator and refitted the aircon pipes and just did a general cleanup of the engine bay. And then I had a bit of a look at the wiring. So it's been a bit of a job. The wiring was an absolute nightmare. There was wires everywhere that were just literally twisted together, and with the black insulation tape that was literally falling off the sleeves. And I had to repair all of that, solder all the wires that were joined, put proper tape on them. We put proper cloth tape and closed up all of the harnesses and get it all back in the original routing. So the wiring at the moment is looking pretty good. Right, I just want to show you what I have done so far. I've just got the diagnostic machine in here for the moment. We're just busy. See, it's running just a little bit lumpy. And I repaired the intake pipe and it's still holding back a bit. So I just wanted to check that it is right here, that there's no fault. Because obviously the knock sensor was disconnected, but now it still hasn't got the right amount of power. Okay, so there's no fault code there. Let's see what for the engine speed. And let's just see if there's any lambda regulation. Intake, throttle angle. Let's look at the injection period. And then I would say your air mass in. I think that should be good enough. Okay, what we want to look for is if the G's go to 100. Okay, so the airflow meter seems to be reading correctly. So probably I'm gonna have to check the fuel pump. So I just want to show you what I've done in the engine bay. It's a bit neater than what it was when I started out. You can see the engine is a lot cleaner. I did paint this cover on top. It was, you can see it's got a nice big crack on it. So I just painted it a bit. Then you can see I put the aircon pipes. I don't think this is the correct pipe because this is facing the wrong way, but it is connected and all the O-rings are in. The fan controller is still disconnected. I'm actually going to take to an auto electrician, but the fan is working, so I'm not too stressed about it. In the actual engine bay, I did a brake fluid change, and then I cleaned up all the paintwork and all inside here. We've cleaned all the paint, and then on the actual bonnet we cleaned up the paintwork. I'm still going to see if I can get another one of these liners. The next thing was we went on to the brakes, and I fitted the 288 discs, but the car actually had a 280 caliper on the one side and a 288 caliper housing on the other side, so I had to buy 2 new caliper housings to repair that. Then at the back so far we just put new handbrake cables, so the handbrake is fine. I have taken off the side sills because they're a bit damaged, so I'm going to see if I can have them repaired, and then I'm going to take it into panel beat all underneath here where you can see it's all, that's the only real damage on the car. So right now I'm still looking for a few parts, which one of them is this wheel cap. So if any of you guys know of anyone who's got a spare one laying around, it's very hard to find. And then yeah, there's just a few things that I still have to get. I got a set of mud flaps, so I'm going to put the new mud flaps on, but they can only go on when the sills are on. And then I'm going to have a look at this door because it doesn't open from the outside. It opens from the inside, so I'm sure there's something wrong with this handle. And then yeah, the interior, I've had a good look. The seats are actually quite nice at the back. There's no speakers, so I basically got the little choo-choos ones here in the doors. That's what the guy left me with. And then yeah, the back is very low. You can see the tires are right tucked inside, so I think in future a set of coilovers is gonna lift it to the right level, because it is touching a little bit here and there. But I think we can maybe go for the first official drive, so you can actually drive the car. Let's just turn on the alarm here. Sounds healthy at least. Well, it seems the list is just getting longer and longer and longer. Okay, let me just give you an update. There's still more things. The central locking is not working. The electric mirrors are not working. The pump is not switching on. The ABS sensors in front, I still have to send it to the auto electrician to have them wired. Then in the rear, it's still reporting that there's no signal to the rear wheels. And then I want to show you, these are things you can't really see on the camera, but if you look at the inside of the bumper, it's literally held on with cable ties, because this bumper's actually got no slide at the back. You couldn't see it because the fender liner was on. So I've ordered new fender liners. And then the grille, the clips are damaged. You can see it's had some screws, holes in it. The front bumper, it's actually damaged at the back, so I have to get a new front bumper. I did change these little sections, but you can see the screws holding the pieces in, and you know, the screws holding the spoiler on. I think this is actually a Golf spoiler, it's not for a Jetta. Yeah, and then you can see there's a bit of body work to do here in the corner. I'm just gonna send that to my trusted father-in-law. And then obviously a new windscreen. The windscreen washer jets, they completely block, but they are spraying, it is working. So although it's a long list, it's not actually that bad. So although I've been saying maybe I bought a lemon, I maybe paid a bit too much. That's about all I can say, but the rest of the car seems good. It drives okay. If I can just sort out the power problem, I'm going to check now if the fuel pump is delivering enough, you know, because it's just not nippy enough for me. So we're going to carry on with it and take it for its first official test drive on camera. I'm just going to hook up the GoPro in the car, then let's go see. Alright, so let's take it for its first official test drive. So our first official test drive on camera. I've probably done about 1,000 kilometers so far in this car. It's got a little bit of oil leak. The gearbox is not so good. There's a lot of backlash on the diff, so when you accelerate and decelerating, it's like knocking a bit. The clutch is super stiff. It feels like they've got a stage 2 pressure plate or something. I'm definitely gonna have to change that. And then I had a look at the gear selector cables, and it turns out it's actually the selector inside the gearbox. So what I'll do is I'll just end up doing the whole clutch and then sending the gearbox in at the same time to have the backlash repaired, and then they can have a look at the selector at the same time. But you know, this car so far, everywhere I've driven, somebody has asked me if it's for sale. Everywhere, literally. been in Port Shepstone now for about 7 days, and wherever I drive, people are whistling, and all I hear them is shouting is Vura, and so I'm already feeling that sort of VR6 vibe. And I'm actually really enjoying this car. It's a bit of a lemon, a bit of a lemon at the moment, but I'm getting there. You know, I've already been through the front, just changing the engine mountings and just neatening up in front, connecting all the sensors properly. Basically it's just now to connect the ABS and then to send the aircon in to get gassed, and then I think I've got a pretty reasonable GTI for the money that I've spent. But is it going to be 100,000 Rand, 120,000 Rand total? You know, how much do you spend? When is the ceiling? When do I stop spending on this thing before I realize it's a money pit? So far I've probably spent about 15,000. Just the intake pipe alone that goes from the throttle body to the airflow meter was 2,500 Rand from Goldwagen. Okay, yes, it is an original pipe, but 2,500 Rand. Then all the extra little pieces and pipes for the aircon and stuff that I bought, that was about 3,500. Then just a few things. I managed to get one headlight only. I'm gonna have to look for a right hand side, but at least I put the one new headlight in. Had to do a little bit of wiring, like I said. Wasn't too bad. Luckily the fuel injection on this car is quite nice with the Motronic system that they put in the second generation. Sorry, the window, I had to open it, it's hot. So it cruises very nicely. I'm finding I'm just driving around in fourth, because the fifth is very long in this car. You know, now I'm doing about 80, the rev's like 1,800. So far I didn't get such a bad deal. It's a bit hard to say you got ripped, but you know, these cars are things that have cult status now. You know, if you think of what BMW 325 ICEs are selling for, what normal 325Rs are selling for, where's the ceiling? Where's the ceiling? What do you pay for a good one? So I know I'm going to get this car to mint status. So when I'm finished with it, it's going to be worth some money. So I'm just more carrying on with the build, enjoying it, loving the sound and the vibe. It is a bit low, scrapes a bit. Hey, there's a Ferrari. Nice. But it's got that VR6 raw, as you can hear. But it's holding back. And then somebody would turn in front of you the moment that you decide to overtake. But it sort of holds back. You can feel it's just stuttering a little bit. There, I can actually feel it like drops. But if you floor it just that little bit more, you know, it's got power. But it's nowhere near where it's supposed to be. So I checked the airflow meter. The airflow meter seems to be throwing the right sort of figures. So I'm going to check the petrol pump next. And then if it's not the petrol pump, then I might just buy another second hand or buy another airflow meter just as a precautionary measure. Maybe it's just not reading enough, but it feels maybe like a fuel pump here. I haven't changed the fuel filter yet. I'm still waiting for the bracket, so I thought I'd do that at the same time. So it's all fuel related. It's not misfiring or something, but it's okay. It's okay. It's that sound. Smile on your face, I'm telling you. Like what they say about the, what's the IS called? The Busheshe or something like that. They call this thing a Vura. Same thing, Vura. Makes you smile, Vura. And I mean, if you own one of these in the past, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just got that sort of sound, you know, like a M3 class, IS class, you know. There's very few cars that had a noise that was unique, and a VR6 has definitely got that noise. Just listen to it. Cool. But it's not, you know, I've driven a few of these cars, it's just not there. So hopefully I'm just going to put a fuel pump in, and then it's going to be sorted. But then I look at the exhaust with its 9 different welds, and I'm thinking I must just maybe take it down to the exhaust place and just get them to put a nice, probably a 63 pipe. I think a 63 should be a bit good. I think a 63 mil pipe should be good. One silencer, so it will definitely give it that loud throatiness that I'm looking for. Because I don't really want to put a cone filter on it. That's my favorite spot here. Just listen to this car here against the wall here. Listen to this. That VR6 noise, I'm telling you. But now that I've got it next to the wall, I can hear it pinging, a little click click of the cricket. So definitely underfueling this car. So I'm gonna take it now down to the exhaust shop, and then we'll see how much they're gonna whip me for a new pipe. Then it will make it a bit louder, and then at the same time I'm just gonna whip a fuel pump in the tank. They're not very expensive. Luckily, they are available from Goldwagen. Shout out to Goldwagen again, Port Shepstone. Jacques, thank you for all the spares you've given me, that you've hunted and bought out from all sorts of different branches. Thank you. And still looking for one headlight. So if anyone knows of anyone with one right-hand side original Hella light, knock me up in the comment section below. So I'm loving my VR6. I hope you guys are enjoying the little bit of a vlog that I've got going on here. You know, it's a car that is at least interesting. I tried with the City Golf. City Golfs, unfortunately, they've sort of gone past their day. You know, City Golfs now have to have a 1.8 20 valve turbo or be 4-wheel drive, you know, or have a Mark 5 GTR DSG conversion. You know, that's what the guys have to do to make them interesting, so you get views. Because everyone now is like, oh, it's not interesting, oh, it's a VR6, oh, it's a Golf 1. But you know, now VR6s are becoming so popular that when it's a VR6 now, it's, oh, VR6, haven't seen one of those. Whereas a City Golf, a guy just, you can drive the hottest City Golf and the guy will just look past it, you know. So it definitely doesn't have the status that a car like this has. And let me tell you, it's only on a VR6. You can drive a GTR Golf 3 and the guys offer you rock bottom prices. But you know, this guy who I bought this car from, he had a couple of offers, so I was the first guy to get there with the money. A little bit too much money, little bit. But at the end of the day, for what I want this car for, it's a cruiser. I'm not going to really modify it too much. I'm just going to enjoy this noise. And then there's a robot, always. So as I say, you know, people want to drive fast, but you can only go as fast as the car in front of you. And that's what inevitably happens. No matter how much you want to drive the heck out of your car, there's always some guy who's driving 80 in 120 zone, and he doesn't care, because he's not in a hurry. And he's looking at you saying, don't worry about that guy, he's in a rush, angry driver. Meantime, you just having your cruise. So shout out to those type of drivers. Hopefully you're not the guys who are watching my channel, because if you see me coming past you, then you're going to see that guy in Redline. Ish, watch out for him. He likes to drive fast, within the law. Do 80 in an 80 zone, guys, come on, let's not break the laws. Yeah, I can hear now, I've got the window open, the car's a bit warm. I can hear the exhaust is even rattling on the body a bit. But I mean, it's driving 100%. And then we can't go anywhere because there's traffic. Let's get one more good go. Then we'll go over the Corsa. Probably 1.3. Now he thinks he's jumping out in front of a VR6. they drive. Oh well, that seems to be it. There's too much traffic to give you guys a good flooring, but I did it already. We got a nice shot against the wall, so I'm going to go now put a pipe on, then we can take it back to the same spot so we can hear the difference in the sound. And obviously at the same time I'll put a fuel pump in, and then hopefully we'll get it to the right amount of power, the so-called, what I think it was 128 kilowatts it's supposed to have. I can feel at light acceleration it's definitely pulling stronger than at full throttle, so that is definitely showing that it's under fueling. So thanks so much for watching this episode of my vlog on my VR6. Please just subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're one of those 90% of people who are watching my videos and saying, oh, who's this white guy? We don't know who he is, you can't subscribe to him. I can see you, all of you guys there at the back who just watch my videos and then don't click. Where's it? It's in the corner. You see it's in the bottom here on the screen. That small little square, you have to click it. Then it says subscribe. You know, that's the only way we try to grow a channel, to showcase cars and car shows. That's the only way to do it, you know. But if people don't subscribe, then unfortunately it doesn't pay me to go to show it to 200 people. But so far, thank you everyone who has subscribed to the channel, probably all my mom's friends and family. And but anyway, we're getting there slowly. 600 subscribers almost so far, so just a few more to go. Here we are, power flow exhausts. Let's see if they can hook me up. We'll have to negotiate now with the uncle, see how much he's going to rush me for a full system. So let's hope he's in good mood. Thanks guys.